Hi, my name is Kylie Stewart, and I'm going to be doing my read, watch, and respond on the video Your Behavior Creates Your Gender by Judith Butler and the short story Girl by Jamakia Kincaid. So first I watched Your Behavior Creates Your Gender by Judith Butler, and in this video Judith is asked two questions. The first question was, what does it mean that gender is performative? I thought this question was kind of odd, but Judith Butler's answer really caught my attention. She said that it is different to say that gender is performed or performative. I never really thought of gender as being performed. I think that gender is something you're born with. You're either born a man or a woman, and I think that society is making many changes to the way that people think, and while questioning our beliefs is sometimes a good thing, it can also be very detrimental. Oftentimes, people who have questions about their identity and gender are young, confused, and overwhelmed with the different opinions in society. They feel like they must look or act a certain way, or as Judith Butler would say, perform in a way that will please those around them. So the second question that Judith Butler answered was, how should this notion of gender performativity change the way we look at gender? Judith Butler says that gender is culturally influenced. I think that gender itself is not culturally influenced, but the actions of people are culturally influenced. Like how genders are supposed to act are culturally influenced, but not gender itself. Gender is straight, man, or woman. She also talks about sissy boys and tomboys, and how it can often be times very easy for them to get made fun of. A sissy boy or a tomboy are defined and labeled by their actions or their behaviors. And at the end of the day, a sissy boy is still a boy and a tomboy is still a girl. When I was younger, I liked to play sports and be active. I played softball since I was 4. I also did dance, karate, gymnastics, volleyball, tennis, and weightlifting. So I was very active. In school, I was always picked first out of the girls when it came time to pick teams for like recess or PE. They were like, I want you, you're good. I was never really thought of to be a tomboy because I liked being active and playing sports. I was just me. Now in today's society, many girls get made fun of for being active and playing sports instead of sitting inside and playing with their Barbies and doing their hair. I wish that we could just be thought of as individual peoples instead of like a tomboy, a sissy boy. You act too much like a girl. We're people. I also read Girl by Jamakia Kincaid. I had to read Girl a couple of times and break it down before I really got an understanding of what was taking place. In the short story, a mother is telling her daughter how to do things such as chores around the house, like laundry, sewing, ironing, cooking, setting the table. What else was there? Sweeping and washing. She also includes information on how to make herbal medicines and how to catch a fish for dinner. The mother then goes on to tell her daughter to not participate in the singing of Benna, which is old folk songs to symbolize sexuality. The one thing that caught my attention was the fact that the mother kept calling her daughter a slut, which she's telling her daughter not to be a slut, but then keeps calling her daughter a slut. So that was kind of confusing. I feel like the story was written to show a mother teaching her young daughter about the things she should do in life and tell her what society believes her role in this world is. The mother teaches the girl to protect her body. She teaches her that her abilities to feed herself and her family are important, and also how to resist temptation. This story was kind of interesting because while I feel like there are certain roles a woman is to do, but times have changed since back then, and now men can do those same roles. So it was definitely interesting to read this story from the time point, or from the viewpoint of when it was written in time. But I definitely think people get caught up in the opinions of society and tend to forget that God made people to be different. I feel like many people are too concerned with what other people think of them, and oftentimes try way too hard to fit in and become someone who they aren't. While gender is assigned to you at birth, like man or woman, you got the parts, that's it. Your personality, feelings, and thoughts aren't. I think that if we all become a little less concerned with what people think about us and what other people are doing, then we will become more free to be who we really are.